is like, "Hey man, check this out," and he has it dissected. It's like a mechanical pencil. He like launches the cap of it, like the end, with the eraser. Flies across the room. I see the trajectory. It's like in a car crash where you see it in slow motion. Your adrenaline kicks in. I see it. It's like launching across the room. It nails her right in the fucking forehead. She was pissed. I was fucking terrified. She looked at me. She thought I did it at first. I couldn't say it. I was legitimately fucking terrified.
Oh my god.
And then like, I did it. I'm sorry. She's like fucking yelling at him, telling him, she's like, if that had hit me, I would have fucking sued you. Fucking horrifying.
She's so full of shit. That's funny.
I hadn't seen him.
Miss Vinegar was awesome. She was really nice when she was nice, but she was also, if she got pissed, she was fucking insane, dude.
No, I hadn't seen him. And so there was a part where we had like a cork stopper, made it spin around the PVC pipe for like centrifugal force or whatever.
Y'all had to do work in 5 class. That's fucking gay.
So anyways,
You should have had Jensen.
so I got through and I made a rope a little longer, but I got the heaviest weight you could, and so I was spinning it really, really fast. And so like I'm keeping it really fast, so the weight's staying right there in the middle. Well, apparently, if you spin a rope really fast, on a PVC pipe, it cuts the rope. And so it cuts. Yeah, no, it cuts, and it was flying, and it hits her right in the back of the head.
Oh.
So I caught the weight before anything happened. I turned really quickly away, and then she like then looked around to see who was doing anything, and so there was someone else that had like their weight dropped.
I got you.
So she got mad at them instead of me.
Oh my god.
I was just like, I'm not gonna say anything, and I just let them took it because I was the good one in the class.
Yep.
Oh my god. Miss Seaman was something else. Miss Seaman fucking me. I don't care what she said, she absolutely loved me.
Oh, she used to.
I used to sneak out of Jensen's class and try to make my way into Miss Seaman's class.
I remember Kirk telling me about that shit.
Yeah, it was great. You could like, I could literally hear her outside the door, and she would yell, "If you don't look at it, it'll go away." And she walked out. Oh, it was great. Oh my god. And the best part was Mr. Jensen didn't give a fuck. As long as we showed up for attendance, Mr. Jensen didn't care what the fuck we did. So I would show up and I'd be like, "Hey, Mr. Jensen, I'm here. How's the wife? You know, whatever." And then I'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Miss Seaman's class and do the thing." And he'd be like, yeah, whatever. And so I'd walk into Miss Seaman's class, go and sit in the back of the classroom, for half her fucking class period. And she'd be like, "Hey, you don't belong here." And I'd be like, "Hey, yeah, dude."
See, I never had her as a teacher, but I was like best friends with her son, Rafe. So we went to like magic drafts and shit at like she would drive us there after school sometimes. But and we would just always hang out and play Magic in her classroom, so I knew her pretty well.
Jensen was a fucking trip in himself. You go into Jensen's
he
class,
always seemed he didn't seem like he gave a
he was
shit.
fucked because he was high as shit all the time. He was
That
fucked.
makes so much sense that you say that now.
He smoked more weed than fucking anybody I'd ever met. We cracked open his desk one day just to look and see what was inside. Because for 4 weeks of our year, 4 weeks he was gone. He had to go do a back surgery. He was gone for the longest time. So while we had a substitute, we were like, "Hey, we really want to see what's in Jensen's desk." And she's like, "I can't do that." And we were like, "Yo, no, you misunderstand. We're going to see inside of his desk, and there's nothing you can do to stop us." We the fucking classroom. They fucking got into his desk and pulled out his fucking bongs and shit out of the bottom drawers of his desk. It was great. Yeah, he would always show up. He'd always show up to school with these fucking aviator sunglasses or some shit, right? And
He's like 70 years old.
yeah, he was like 70. And he'd show up with these massive fucking sunglasses. It'd be bright daylight, all right? He'd be like, "Hey, man, what's going on, bro?" He'd be in the middle of his first period class, all shaded up. And then he'd take off his shades, like third period, he'd start taking off his shades, and his eyes would be fucking blood red. Oh my god, that man smoked so much.
Incredible.
Hell of a guy.
I'm pretty sure. Did you ever have Miss York for art? I had her for 8th grade art. I'm pretty sure she smoked a lot of
Describe her to me, because I think she might actually be the one that I got in trouble for saying she was a pothead. Because I got in trouble with one of the art teachers for saying she was a pothead, and I don't remember what it was.
Dude, she was so nice though. She was like the nicest fucking teacher ever.
There was Miss Brown, and it was the other one. So where was her classroom at? Right across from the bathrooms?
It was right by the bathrooms. There was also Miss Harmon.
Miss Harmon! That's the one!
Oh, shit!
Harmon. Yeah, because she's a fucking pothead. That's why I called her.
Too. Yeah, no, I think about it. That makes sense too.
Oh, jeez. Oh my God! If you want to record a story,
Miss York probably wouldn't even.
Grant, what do you think I've been doing this whole time?
if you ever want to record a story, this is one to fucking record.
Grant, I've been.
Okay, so here, we walk into our class first day. I already had a fine arts credit because I'd been in band, right? And it was when they scrambled our like 8th or 9th grade year because they were trying to get people to have a fine arts credit. Remember that, Colton?
Yeah.
Colton Preston? Yeah, y'all remember.
Yeah, I remember I was shoved into one of those classes.
So everybody got transferred to different classes. It was really whack, right? So I got thrown into this art class, right? And so we walk into art class first day. We get in there, right? And she's dead silent. Doesn't say a fucking word. She was scared. She scared us shitless. Nobody knew anything about her. We were dead silent. And so she stands up in front of the whole class with this mean ass glare on her face, and she goes, "Come with me." So we're like, she must be Bane from Batman or something. She scared the shit out of us, right? And so we're like, fuck, we gotta follow her. Like, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
So we follow her into her little like room in the side, right?
Oh yeah.
And then out the door, there's an exit right there. You may not know this, but there's an exit to the outside of the building right there. She opens the door, we all go outside, and she goes, "Lay on the ground." Like, we're not gonna fucking, we're gonna listen to whatever the fuck she tells us at this point, right? She fucking had our undivided attention. Okay? First day of class. And she goes, "Now let's roll." And she lays on the ground, she rolls down the fucking hill. Yeah, serious. You can find anybody else that had her when I had her. She did that shit. So,
I took pre-AP art 1 for some fucking reason. My 9th grade year. So
I'm not done though. I still got to tell the pot story. I still got to tell the pot story. So I didn't need to have a fine arts class. So I was like, I don't want to take this fucking class. It's going to be hard or something after like the first few days. And so I'm sitting around and they're like talking to people because it was a dumbass fucking class.
Yeah.
And so I got to sit with these girls, and I was, you know me, womanizer and such. It's like, can you believe this pothead? Believe this shit? He was fucking stupid. And so I got called to the counselor's office, like later on in the day, like the next period or something. I got called to the counselor's office, and we were like, "Hey," they were like, "Hey, did you call Miss Harmon a pothead?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." And they're like, "How would you do that?" And I was like, "Because she is. 90% sure. She told us a story the second day about how she used to go to Mexico with her husband and smoke pot."
Oh my God.
Like, I'm 90% sure she's a pothead. And they were like, "These are some serious allegations you're giving here." I was like, "I don't care that she's a pothead. She can be a pothead her own time." I was like, "I don't want to deal with her though. I don't need this class." And they're like, "What do you mean you don't need this class?" Like, "I don't need this class." And I explained it to them. I already had fine arts credit. And they're like, "We're going to get you fixed up." And so me walking down the hallway going back to class, I had to pass by her classroom. So she saw me through her window, stopped what she was doing, ran outside the classroom. She goes, "Hey, were you spreading rumors that I was a pothead?" I was like, "I didn't spread rumors. I told 3 people in our class." That was the end of it. We never said a word about it ever again. I've talked to the 3 girls since then. I guarantee they haven't said a word to anybody. And she was like, "Thank you for being honest with me." And she gave me a hug. And she was like, "You've been one of the best students I've ever had." And she fucking sent me to class. Now, that's not a move of a fucking pothead, but that's not it. I still had to go to her class for the next few days until they got me switched around, right?
Oh my God.
So the next day I walk into her class and she goes, "Grant, I want you to sit over here by myself." Whatever. I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. She can sit me wherever she wants. Fuck this class. I'm about to be gone anyway." That was my thought process. And so she sits me by myself and she goes, "Hey, what do you want to do today? You run this class. What do you want to do today?" And I was like, "Excuse me? Do you understand the power you have just given to me?"
It's a you of all people, though.
I was like, see that skull over there? And she had this fucking, like, it was almost a real skull. Like the brain section cut out of the top of it, like where you could open up the skull and like see inside of it. And it had one of those rubber brains in it. I was like, see that skull? I said, I don't want to touch that skull. And she was like, you can touch that skull. And got that skull for me and brought it over to my desk. And I spent the entire fucking class with a rubber brain, bouncing it off the wall and catching it. The whole fucking class. And it was the best class ever. We were playing fucking catch around her classroom with a rubber brain.
Oh my
Now, if
god.
that is not a fucking pothead move, I don't know what is.
Oh, see, okay, so.
So I got one. So me and Jake, sorry.
Because I took independent study, I got a foreign language
I
credit.
didn't have to take Spanish because of that.
That was fucking great.
Yeah, I took 2 years of Spanish and I don't feel any better about it.
You took no. We didn't have to take a foreign language.
Yeah, I didn't
Well,
take it.
our senior year, our senior or junior year, they changed the law and said you don't have to take a foreign language anymore. But we
They
didn't.
did
We,
back in ninth grade.
we wouldn't have to take a foreign language credit anyway because we took programming. It was funny as shit because Jones went and like fought to the school board of trying to get it the foreign language credit. It's like even he knew how stupid that was. It's like guys, I found a loophole for you. And he like explained it in the class today. He goes, guess what? You don't have to take a foreign language. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
If only I knew that before my Spanish classes. Ugh.
Yeah, Colton really got fucked on Spanish. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
I haven't taken Spanish at all because I don't need. I'm
Como
after they
estas?
changed
Muy
that
bien.
shit, so I never fucking need it.
Colton, how many Spanish classes did you take? 2,
I
right?
took 2, yeah.
Yeah, fuck
I
that,
wanted to
man.
be a jazz band, but like, no, you have to have Spanish. I don't want the Spanish.
Why do you
Colton
take Spanish?
Colton was nearly fucking fluent in Spanish by the time we graduated.
Yeah, but then I forgot most of it because, you know, I don't care
Spanish
about Spanish.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Está muy bien, ¿no? ¿Cómo está? Muy bien.
No
No
hablo
habla español.
español.
No habla
Yeah.
español? Oh, sí, sí.
No más. That's all I know. No more. No more. That's what I tell all the Spanish strippers. No más. No
Wait,
más.
what?
That's the only thing I know in Spanish. That, and I used to know how to ask where the bathroom is. The bathroom's like, bueno, or it starts with a B, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember that one.
I used to have 2 things because I learned from going to strip club with my brother. And he was like, no mas, there's one thing you need to know. And he goes, in the bathroom is this. And he goes, that's all I know is Spanish.
Wow, I think I'm just gonna make this a podcast at this point, honestly, Grant. Jeez.
If you want to have the fucking Squids podcast, I will 100% be.
You know what? That sounds like a great name.
The fucking Squids podcast. That's great.
I host it Saturday night.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, the Squids podcast would be great. Half my stories would involve either Tanner Mogill or Hector. No, Hector Mogill or Tanner Gill.
And I would just be in the background most of those anyway.
You were there for all of them. Literally, most of my stories, you were fucking there.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
got roped into the stupid shit.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Colton. Colton was always there, but never a part of it. Colton was just—he was like a third-person view on whatever the fuck was happening. Me and Hector got dragged out of the classroom one day by a fucking counselor. And Hector was just fucking. I mean, Colton was just fucking there.
I was just there.
Me, Colton, and Hector in the classroom. It was only 3 of us, and Colton was just fucking there.
Yeah, I just left
bad
alone.
luck. Just bad fucking luck, man.
Alright, I have to go, guys.
All right.
See you, man.
See you, Preston.
Miss
Oh.
Harmon. When I
Yeah.
had her in 9th grade, I took pre-AP for some fucking reason. And
Yeah,
because
'cause you
I
hate
had pre-AP
yourself.
Art 1, I was in a class with pretty much only girls. There were only 3 other dudes.
Yeah.
So,
Because you hate yourself.
yeah. Yeah, I realized that later on. Shit,
Yeah.
I did this to myself. Anyway.
Yeah, you did. You really fucking did, man.
Miss Harmon,
Oh, you can only have 4. Oh, dang. What?
she
Miss
really
Harmon
liked
what?
that class because there were literally only 3 other dudes, or it was mostly girls, and you know,
Yeah.
girls who are good at art, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Me and Rafe Seaman, and A couple other dudes were just gonna sit in the back of class. And
Yeah.
Do jack shit, nothing. So,
Yeah. Look, let me tell you a little secret about AP classes. Teachers have this misconception of like, okay, I'll teach this AP class, so only the kids that actually care about this class will come into my class. But they misunderstand. If it's a blow-off class like art, everybody will fucking take it just to get the AP credit because it's going to be dirt easy.
Did you take AP US history?
Fuck no.
Really?
I don't hate. Fuck no. I hate.
Yeah.
I hate that, man.
I took normal U.S. history because I was thinking like, oh, I don't need that extra struggle on me.
Coach Rowe, though. If you have Coach Rowe,
No.
there is no extra struggle. You don't have to do fucking
We
anything in there.
It wasn't Coach Rowe. We had to take it with fucking Remo.
It was
And he
Remo
made that
at the
class
time.
A
Yeah.
living hell for everyone.
US history?
Yeah.
Yes, a push.
Mhm.
He made that class a living
Coach Rowe
hell.
teaches A push now. I took Remo for AP World History. That was one of the. I've never learned so much in a goddamn class like before until I had Remo. That's
No.
the most I've ever fucking learned in any class my entire life because Mr. Remo's like, oh, you took AP World History?
You have to write 4 essays a week.
Yeah. Dude,
Fucking
between
minimum.
between
Doing
a push,
DBQ and LEQ and like 2 SAQs a week.
between
SAQs
a push
kinda
and
only count. That's stretched maybe to call those essays, but
Yeah, those
still.
are like 3 sentences.
Yeah.
between a push and fucking AP lit, those were the 2 worst classes we had to deal with
Yeah, I didn't
during
take
our
AP
class.
Lit. I'm
Dude,
in AP Lang right now with Miss Washington. That's fucking awesome.
Miss fucking Washington is an amazing human being.
She's great.
Oh my god, she has no idea who I am. There was another person I used to sneak into their class just to dick around. I'm starting to realize I didn't really pay attention a lot in high school.
Me and my friends.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think you ever did, Grant. Like,
I don't remember doing classwork in high school.
yeah, I don't
My
know.
friends in Miss Washington's class, we've said so much questionable shit in there, and she doesn't fucking care. Like,
Doesn't give a fuck.
she doesn't. Yeah, she does not fucking care at all. Pretty sure she's heard me saying some pretty heinous swear words. She doesn't fucking care. Just like, yeah. If you pay attention to when she's teaching and you do the work, she does not care.
It's a great human being.
She's chill as fuck, and it's great because at the beginning of the year she was like, you know, this is an AP English class, and you better not have your phones out and all that shit. And I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I'm kind of intimidated by this lady because she's.
It's all
Seems
talk.
like she's gonna be, yeah, completely. She doesn't give a fuck if you're on your phone. As long as you're paying attention and you like are a decent human being in her class, she doesn't care.
Hey, Colton, while you're recording, I have to tell my phone story. The story when I got my phone taken up.
All right, this will
I
probably be
gotta
the
tell
last
that story.
section of this one. Nick, I don't know how much storage is.
Okay. Fair enough. But I've got to tell this story. So, biology class, me and Hector Mogill, again. Were you even in that class, Colton? I don't think you were.
I don't-
You were.
wait.
You said
Have for biology.
Oh yeah.
I had
wait.
a beta. He sat across.
Oh
the
yeah.
classroom.
Yeah.
I sat in the back with Kalina Hawley, the dumbest to graduate from Sheridan High School. She didn't do anything but cheat on me. Her mother was so proud that she got to sit next to me because she got to cheat on me in that class. Well, I had a girl from that class that me and her were really into each other, right? So I was texting her all day long.
Oh
Only girl from that
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I remember.
Anyway, so me and her were really into each other, so we were texting in the middle of class. Everybody was texting in the middle of this lecture. It was real dumb. So it was like breast cancer or something. Nobody gives a fuck.
Oh gosh.
So anyway, Miss Abeda stands up and she goes, "Hey Grant, give me your phone." It's like, "Excuse me?" She goes, "Give me your phone." I was like, "Am I getting in trouble for texting?" I was like, "Cause Micah's texting, Hector's texting."
Yeah, you would have
Kalina's
called out
texting
everyone.
next to me. I called out everyone, like 5 people in the classroom. They were texting the same as I was. I was like, "You're gonna pinpoint me for this shit." And Micah turns around and flips me the bird. She was like, "I don't care about all them." She goes, "I don't care about all of them. You've been texting the entirety of this class." She goes, "At least they didn't text throughout the entirety of the lecture." She goes, "You haven't even paid attention." And I was like, "You got me there." And so I walked up there. I handed her my phone. This is the only time my phone got taken up ever in high school.
Yeah, it's just surprising for you, Grant. I'm gonna be honest.
So I walk up there, I hand her my thing, and then I get back and I sit down next to Kalina Hawley. And Kalina Hawley knows my parents. She's like, "Oh my God, your parents are gonna be pissed. They're gonna have to drive all the way up here to get your phone back." She goes, "They're gonna be real upset." And I was like, "No."
Oh, yeah, because of the.
Nah. I got this. She goes, what are you talking about, Grant? And I was like, no, I got this. And she goes, Grant? And I raised my hand. I said, Miss Beta, I'm not feeling real well. Can I go to the nurse?
Oh my god.
Just in a stroke of genius. And so Miss Beta goes, yeah, whatever. And so I grabbed the hall pass, walked down to the nurse's office. I walked in there and I was like, yo, nurse. I don't remember her name. She's a fucking dipshit too. It's like, oh, my stomach, I feel upset. I'm not feeling good. I'm gonna shit my britches. Like, I told her whatever the fuck she wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey.
Miss Allen?
I don't know her name.
Okay.
All right. But I was like, hey. I was like, hey, what do you want me to do? And I was like, I knew her answer. She's like, you want to call your dad and, like talk it out and see what's going on? I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. Because that's what she tells everyone. So I called my dad and it's like, yo, my stomach's upset, yada, yada, yada. I knew what my dad was going to say. My dad says, hey, stay up there for a little bit. If something happens, text me. Let me know what's going on. Keep in touch with me. All right? You see where this is going, right?
Yeah.
He goes, and we'll talk about it. I was like, okay, Dad, thanks. So that was my 5th period class was biology. I went back to class and I was like, Kalina, I got this shit. And Kalina's like, you really don't, Grant. And so between 5th and 6th period, I stopped by the office and I went, Mr. Soaps, as Miss Beta was handing in my phone. And Miss Beta's like, you're so screwed. And I was like, you're so screwed. And so I looked at Mr. Soaps and I was like, yo, Mr. Soaps, I was texting my dad. Like, can I get my phone back? Yeah, did you text your dad, huh? And I was like, yeah. I was like, my stomach was upset. I've done been to the nurse already. Mr. Beta's standing right there listening to this shit. And I was like, I've done been to the nurse already. My stomach's been upset today. I'm supposed to keep in touch with my dad and talk it out. And he goes, well, we're just going to have to see about that. Pulls me out halfway through my 6th period class, algebra. He walked me out.
Oh
the
yeah,
office,
Miss
and he goes,
Boykins algebra, right? Yeah.
No. This was like 10th grade.
Oh, 10th grade.
No. It was, I was a grade higher in algebra.
Yeah.
So was it Miss Morton?
No, it was the old lady. With
No,
the
I had Miss
fucking
Morton
Pentecostal woman.
for that. It was the other person. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, Parker, that one.
Okay.
She's Pentecostal as shit.
I had Miss Morton for my 10th grade.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Miss Morton. Anyway, yeah,
not
sorry.
important.
Sorry to get you off
Doesn't
story.
matter.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
She's not in the story. So I go to the office and he goes, well, we're just going to see about all this. He goes, this is some pretty bold accusations you got there. And I was like, yeah. Like, I tried to tell Miss Beta this. He's like, yeah, whatever. And so he calls the nurse over the intercom. He was like, yo, nurse.
Oh. Hello?
Hello?
I guess Grant died.
Yo, nurse. And then
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I guess he's gone. Well.
Damn.
Alright, well, I hope whoever listens to this, if I do upload it, likes the background me playing COD, I guess. Trying these Black Ops 3 maps out.